Hey guys, welcome to the Roundtable with me, Dread Bongo. I'll be your host this evening. We're trying out something a bit new today. We're gonna try. I thought I had an idea of kind of going because I put a lot of tweets out. I put a lot of content out in a space of a week, and I thought it would be a good idea to kind of go back on those tweets and maybe expand on a few things and kind of cover everything, and maybe some people miss some tweets and we cover it here on a new segment. And I don't know what we're going to call it yet. Maybe I'll think of it after we've recorded this. But yeah, I thought it'd be a cool idea to get some talking points and to get some more of my thoughts out there, kind of expand on a few things. And so we're going to try it. Fuck it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it's cool and people like it, let me know and we'll do more of it. We're just going to try and put cool shit out there, and if people like it, then that's cool. So, I mean, we'll start here. This is around about a week ago, and it's a good place to start because it's something that means a lot to me, and 40,000 followers hit that recently, and it's something that means a lot to me. Not the follow account. The follow account really doesn't mean a damn thing. I'll be honest with you. People, maybe way back when we was deciding, you wanted to start doing this and you start thinking, oh, I want to get more followers, I want to get more followers. But then it gets to a point where you realize that it doesn't even matter. Like, the follow account makes no fucking difference to my life whatsoever. I don't get paid. I don't get any money from it. Like, it makes no fucking difference. Okay. The only thing that does change is the fact that you know that more people are engaged in your content and you know what you're doing is a success, right? So it helps that people are engaged. So it's not just, you've got 40,000 followers and you've got like 5 people talking or 10 likes. You can see that people are engaged, and there's a lot of people who are congratulating you, which is really nice. And I've had so many thank you messages recently, which has been amazing. And that's the reason why this matters to me so much, is because there's so many people who are so engaged with what I do and the content I put out and the education I provide, that it just kind of blows me away. Like, you understand that you're not just doing this for yourself. This content you're putting out there matters because it matters to people. It helps them. And that's why it's nice to see your following count go up, but it's nicer to see the engagement. It's so nice to see people just be so engaged with what you're putting out there, and it's been amazing. And I really wanted to say thank you to those people. And I have a really cool bunch of people who follow me, and I notice it every day, and I try and read every comment, and I try and read every DM. It's hard, but I try and do it because the reason I do this is for you guys. So if I'm ignoring what you guys are saying to me, then what kind of arsehole am I? So I wanted to say a big thank you for that. So we've had a bit of a strange week, right? Because we had Bitcoin having this kind of big dump down, right? We went from 53,000 all the way down to 43,000, so a $10,000 drop, which was a lot. But in the same week, we had Quant just absolutely blow the fuck up from 183,000 all the way up to 430,000. An amazing move. I mean, we can figure out the percentage on that. I mean, 130% move in just shy, around 2 weeks, which is amazing considering the market conditions where we took a bit of a downturn. To see Quant just moving so strongly is amazing. And we've had the same thing with Unizen. Unizen, again, in the same sort of period, we've had an amazing move with ZCX, 185%. And the same thing with Luna. So we've had these strong moves on fundamental projects, whilst the market conditions have not been that great. And we were kind of debating on a Quantfy roundtable that I did with Ghost. It's a thing that he does every week, does an amazing job of it, chats with the community. We're going to dabble with the idea of maybe hosting those live community chats and archiving them on the Roundtable YouTube channel so people can go back and listen to those if they want. So we've been dabbling with the idea, why did we see this, right? So Quant had this amazing move, but the volume was insane. The volume went up 70x, came out of nowhere. And we were dabbling with the idea, well, is it institutional buy-in? Is it insider trading? Is it something entirely different? Or was it just a supply shock? There's not a lot of Quant on exchanges right now. And I believe that has something to do with it. There is just a supply shock. There's just so much demand now, and there's so little supply on exchanges, and people are kind of falling over themselves. And that's why you're seeing this pretty damn impressive increase in price, because there's just too much demand for the supply that there is at the moment. So Quant's been doing amazing. Adam Alpha is a good friend of mine, really cool guy, noting that Unizen is taking out resistance levels and cutting them up like hot knife through butter, and they have, and this was when the price was $3.70. So we have had that he was very correct on that, $3.70, and we've just kept going, and we're all the way up here now somewhere. Unizen doing some amazing things. I've started this new series of tweets where I'm going to go through the A to Z. I started doing it. I think on the first one I did. What did I do? Oh no, I forgot what the first one was. So B was blockchain agnostic. A was any-to-any interoperability. That was it. And then I thought, well, fuck, what am I going to do for like Z or X or, I don't even know. I'm going to have to come up with something, but I might start struggling with them. So a lot of bullish on-chain data with Bitcoin, kind of going against what the price is. And I love this website. This website is marketcapof.com, I think, or marketcapof.io. But you can put in the project you want to compare the market cap of, and if it had reached the same market cap as this project, this is what the price of that project would be. So if Unizen matched the same market cap as Shiba coin, it'd be worth over $100, which I thought was really interesting because Shiba is a fucking meme coin. It's just a meme coin about a dog. It's kind of an offshoot of what Doge was doing, but Shiba is just an absolute meme token, and it has an insane market cap of nearly 4 billion. And I thought it was funny that Unizen, in my eyes, Unizen is so fundamentally strong that it has to surpass that market cap at some point. It has to. We said the same thing with Quant years ago when Quant was, probably the same market cap as Unizen is here, around 130 to around $200 million. And now Quant is starting to surpass these market caps. So I do believe that we'll get to that point. I haven't got a time frame, not the same as I didn't have a time frame with Quant. But I do believe it will happen at some point. So Quant is now a top 50 project. I think we're way higher than that now. Like I said, it surpassed Shiba, so that's an achievement for Quant, I guess. Well done, Gilbert. you surpassed the doggy meme token. What else have we got? Rest in peace to all those who sold Quant and Luna on the cheap because of fudsters.
He has mugged you off. He's mugged you off, darling. He has mugged you off.
He's mugged you right off, darling. He's mugged you right off. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. All those poor souls who sold their Quant on the cheap because of some twat who fudded it, and they thought, oh no, you must be right. Oh, exchange FUD. Yeah, you're right. Quant's not on Binance. It's a shit coin. What are you talking about? You have no clue what you're talking about. Unizen hitting all-time highs. This was at $4.20. We went higher. I do believe that we're holding the BNB of 2017. And if you want to look at what BNB did, maybe this doesn't go back far enough. Let's have a look. We'll see if it does. This is my early attempts at TA right here. And look, it was quite right though. All you need is a line sometimes. Look, you broke that trend line all the way down. So BNB, you can just see this chart is a monster, right? If you'd got in 2017 on BNB, maybe let's just go from these levels because maybe this was the first real level that people could get in. We're looking at a 700,000% move, and currently around a 400,000% move. So if you bought in around here on BNB in 2017, you would now be looking at 400,000 to 700,000% move, which is fucking insane, right? But the people who did hold from 2017 because they knew Binance was something different to everything else that was currently available, they got handsomely rewarded. And look, how many people held from here to here? Probably not a lot. But it goes to show that if you have something that's unique and different and it's kind of changing the game, you're early, you'll be handsomely rewarded. Now, am I saying that Unizen will match Binance's market cap? No, I'm not saying that. Could it? Yes, but I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, as an example, I do think we are holding something of the same kind of ilk as what BNB was in 2017. Something that fundamentally changed the game with exchanges, made it super accessible, super easy. I think Unizen is the next evolution of exchanges and deep liquidity. So, yeah, I do believe, and it is. There are so many people who go out there and they FUD and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And that's why I always say to people, do your own research, because most people don't got a clue what they're fucking talking about, but they want to act like they do. And they've done such little research, and they look at things on the surface level, and then they say, oh, this is shit because of this. But then when you've done countless of hours research, it's easy to look through that shit. And I feel sorry for the people who do. It's like the supply FUD. People who didn't have a fucking clue what they were talking about. And then when you really look into the tokenomics, they make sense. So it was a congratulations to people who held through that shit, I guess. Plan B, talking about Bitcoin. We're not going to go through every single tweet here. There's a lot that will kind of get missed. This is hilarious, by the way. This is what it's like for most people in crypto these days. It's so hard to think of anything else. that, you do just kind of like, sometimes I'll be talking to people and they'll be talking to me about some daily shit, like, oh yeah, my car had to go into the garage because, you know, the filter, it starts just getting mumbled, and you start thinking, yeah, I wonder what Unizen's doing, I wonder what Quant's doing at the moment, yeah, I wonder if it's broke through that resistance, you know. You just start veering off. So this is pretty damn funny. You can read that for yourselves. So Martin, CTO, put out a
staking platform that is very generous,
video.
But it also has to maintain our deflationary tokenomics, which is a big piece of our token model. And building a staking platform and having a deflationary tokenomics is something that usually doesn't go hand in hand, but something that we've successfully achieved with DMAS.
Pretty fucking cool. So Martin, CTO of Unizen, put out a video update recently. You can go find it on their Twitter account here at unizen._io. Go and give them a follow. But you'll find the video, Martin. It was about a 15-20 minute video, and he explained everything to do with DMAS, what's coming, the state of the platform at the moment. And everything looks great. Everything looks really nice. I mean, it looks very easy to use, super accessible. And it's just, it gives you everything that you would need to know. And he goes through just how simple it is to stake and unstake. And they've kind of got an obsession with making everything super user-friendly for people. You know, claiming your rewards and keeping an update on the seed and private allocations you'll get if you stake your ZCX, which is something that most people just don't get access to. And, you know, it's really for people who don't know what's coming with DMAS, go and watch the video. Dynamic multi-asset staking, very helpful. Martin does a great job explaining it all. But I think that's the reason why we're seeing this move at the moment with Unizen, because people are excited for what's coming with DMAS, and he's mentioned that it's very, very close. It's very close. It's in the process of audits at the moment. And yeah, very exciting stuff coming up for ZCX. And I'll go into that a bit later with a tweet that I put out today. So this little bastard, right? You can see him biting the hell out of me. He's lovely. He's a lovely kitten. We got him a couple of weeks ago. He's called Tigger. He's a lovely little kitten. But my God, he likes to bite. He just likes to bite. And there's another tweet I'm going to show in a little bit. And there's a reason why I'm mad at him today. I can't say mad at him properly, but God, that little bastard. So let's talk a little bit about El Salvador. El Salvador made Bitcoin legal currency, legal tender, which is pretty damn cool. It's the first country to do so. And it's really cool to see a country embracing Bitcoin in such a huge way. You know, it can't really be understated. And I know El Salvador is probably not the biggest country in the world. But for a country to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender, it's just a huge deal. It really is. And it kind of has this domino effect for other countries. If one country does it, maybe another country looks and says, okay, that makes sense. And it is an experiment. It is an experiment. I think it was something crazy, like it's going to cost Western Union $400 million a year in remittances, because El Salvador adopted Bitcoin, because so many people in El Salvador rely on money being sent back, and when they use Bitcoin, they can do it so much cheaper and so much easier, so they don't have to use intermediaries and banks. So it's pretty damn fucking cool, man. And to see El Salvador, you know, you'll see like McDonald's or Starbucks or Zara or these huge global companies in El Salvador now accepting Bitcoin, which is cool. You can go into a McDonald's in Bitcoin in El Salvador, whip out your phone and buy a Big Mac with a Bitcoin. I mean, that's just fucking cool, right? I mean, to say, you know, 7 years ago or 8 years ago, you know, everyone was saying that Bitcoin is just used by drug dealers and used for nefarious acts, and now a nation state has adopted Bitcoin. It can't be understated. And some people, you will get some people saying, oh, it's just one country. It's not. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. So what else we got? Let's keep going. To go on from that, the president announced that El Salvador has officially bought their first 200 Bitcoin. It's such a weird sentence for someone like me who got into the space years and years ago. To see this headline is fucking crazy. Like, people getting into space now might be thinking, okay, that's cool. This is insane, man. This is insane. A president of a country saying, yeah, we just bought 200 Bitcoin. It's like, what the fuck? What else we got? Quant is already integrating Overledger into core financial infrastructure globally. It's no longer a matter of if, it's now a case of when. OVN is the catalyst, but it's simply just the beginning. And I do believe that. I believe OVN is just the beginning. A lot of people will see this as a sell the news event. I don't believe that to be true. I believe that OVN is just the beginning of all of this. We're moving to the starting point. We're not even, if you think of this as a long marathon, we're not even at the starting point yet. We're in the cab or the taxi to get to the starting point. So that's how I see it. But yeah, Overledger it's getting very hard to deny at this point. And I think a lot of people, I think that's what's so amazing about about Quant. You know, we've been saying for a long time, and I'm not just me. I'm not just saying I've been saying this, because we all feed off each other's information. You see people with the Council of Quant and Ghost and Luke and V and fucking AJ. Like, I can name a million people, to be honest. But we all feed off each other's information, and especially the guys in the early day, and the guys and the girls in the early day. You know, we helped each other in a long way. We did a lot of research, and many hours that you guys would never see or quite understand. You know, we did deep research, just scanning PDFs on random websites and you know, finding articles about any interoperability or network of networks, and then you start connecting the dots, and then you find out this is probably Overledger. And then over time, this stuff is being what's the word? Not confirmed. Well, kind of confirmed by the team, I guess, right? Stuff with like LAC chain and SIA and Oracle. It's all coming to light now. And I do believe that, with Overledger being implemented into core infrastructure, like SIA, like LAC chain, like Oracle, it's getting harder and harder to deny. And when you layer in ODAP on top of that, it's I just think it's a matter of time now, and I think a lot of people are seeing that. I think a lot of people are seeing this now. Once again, by the way, this is a cool fucking looking president, right? I mean, how many presidents look this cool? I don't know if he's got a little thing going on at the back here, but that's a hell of a beard, right? I wish I had a beard like that. Mine's a bit all scraggly. What else we got? I'm drinking my water in between, by the way. We're not in a hammock. I can't do this on the hammock. Maybe I'll get a good laptop one day and we can do it in a hammock. What else we got? Panama introduced the bill to recognize Bitcoin and Ethereum as payment methods. Like I said, dominoes. It's all about dominoes. Aleph Zero. I mean, this Aleph Zero. Go and look at the Aleph Zero team. Like I said, Aleph Zero assembled a blockbuster team with multiple PhDs in key roles. Aleph Zero is a superstar team, and the technology that they're building. I think I did another tweet recently, and they're in the process of working through their testnet at the moment. And there was a video where there was 17 new blocks within 17 seconds, which is insane. They have some amazing technology, and I think A0 is going to be up there with the top projects in the space. I just do. When you look at projects like Solana, you look at projects like Avalanche, Aleph Zero hasn't even launched yet, but my God, these guys are going to be big. They're going to be very big, and they've got the team to do it. The smarts. They've got all these PhDs. I could only dream of getting a PhD. These guys have got a shit ton. Tokenomics are being revealed on Checked. Another big project. Another project that I think is going to be huge in the future. Self-sovereign identity, digital identity. You need to go and research Checked if you haven't already. I always recommend people to research good fundamental strong projects, and I think Checked is up there with the best. I think in terms of scale and size, they're very similar, but working on totally different things. So Checked tokenomics being unveiled in 5 days, so that'd be one to keep an eye on. Bunch of projects here that I do recommend people go to look at. Research, strong fundamental projects. What else have we got? Yeah, this is what I was talking about. So look, El Salvador, you can buy a goddamn McMuffin with Bitcoin, which is crazy. So Overledger 2.0.5 released to bridge ecosystems of stablecoins, DeFi, NFTs, and popular ERC20, ERC721 digital assets for clearing and settlement. We're going to see these Overledger updates more frequently, which is great. Ongoing developments and releases from Overledger. Just silly tweets like ZCX to 100 is not a meme, and I do believe that, but silly tweets. Again, the president buying a dip, 150 new coins added. Fucking insanity. The Roundtable. This obviously the Roundtable. If you guys don't know, this isn't just a YouTube channel. Maybe there's some guys who just find this on YouTube or on Twitter. There's a Telegram group, and I do recommend it's t.me /roundtable TG. So if you just type in Roundtable TG on Telegram, you'll find us. Join the community. There's a core community, very strong, and we talk in there every day. I talk in there every day, and we have a good discussion about strong fundamental projects, and we try and steer clear of all the people talking about shitcoins and what's going to pump next, and I don't know, fucking pumping coins or whatever. We try to focus on strong fundamental projects that are good for the future, that you would want to hold for 5 years or something. And we are gonna, clearly we're gonna expand this in big ways. But the core community, I like the fact that we can all interact in one place, and that's the Telegram. So if you haven't already, go and join the Telegram. Some great conversations. This has happened twice now. So I go to the cinema with little Bongo to watch Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings for 2 hours, and the market decides to crash. It's true. I stepped away for 2 fucking hours, man. So this has happened twice. The first time it happened was I went to see Peter Rabbit 2 at the cinema with my wife and my daughter. And this was when this happened. So this was when this happened. Okay. So Bitcoin went from 56 all the way down to 45, I think it was. Yeah, like 49. I don't know. I don't know when it was. It was one of these days. It was one of the days where Bitcoin just absolutely died. I think it might have been this day. No, it was this day. It was this day. Yes, this one. So we was hanging around about 42, and we went all the way down to like 29, I think, or 30. So I was in the cinema watching Peter Rabbit 2 when this bastard candle happened, right? And I'm sitting there, and I make a point of trying not to look at my phone when I'm in the cinema, but it was vibrating. So zzz, zzz, zzz. And normally I just ignore them. I think it's just maybe a message or two. But my phone was going crazy. It was like constant. And I looked at my phone, and it was just a load of people messaging me saying, what the fuck's going on? What you see in the market? And I look at my portfolio, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm losing so much fucking money right now. Like, my portfolio is dying. Everything's getting crushed. And I'm looking at it, and my daughter's looking at me going, Daddy, watch the film, Daddy. And I'm looking at her going, yeah, I'll watch Peter Rabbit too. I'm fucking dying here. And she's like got no clue what's going on. And I'm just thinking, there's so many, this portfolio, I don't know how much money I've lost. And I didn't want to calculate it, but it was disgusting how much money I lost on that day. And I thought, fuck it. I put my phone in my pocket. I'm going to watch this bastard film, and I'm watching these damn rabbits get into mischief while I'm just getting crushed. And what can you do in that scenario? I can't just run out the cinema. There's nothing I could do. So I had to just sit there and watch it. But this has happened twice now. So it happened the other day again with this candle. So I went to see Shang-Chi, and then I went to the cinema. Price was 52. I came out, and price was around 45. So that was fun. So apparently I can't go to the cinema because the market crashes. So that's fucking annoying. But like I said, Unizen held up well, and Quant held up well, and they both held up extremely well. Real utility, strong fundamentals, they matter. They matter when it matters, right? So what else we got? Dimitra, another project coming soon. So Unizen, I think, what did Unizen announce? Was it Demas, or was it? I think it was Zenex. I think they're incubating them through Zenex. I think that was the announcement. Sorry. So Dimitra, data-driven farming. I've had the pleasure of looking into Dimitra. Sorry. And I think on the surface, people may dismiss it, right? Because it's farming. And I think people will look at it and say, what, real farming? Like, not crypto farming, like real farming. And I know that would be a turn off for people, because when I first looked at through their website, I was a bit like, okay. But when you really delve deep into Dimitra, you really understand that this is a monster of a project, like a really big project. And there was a tweet I put out about a scale that kind of matches Quant. Maybe that was a bit disingenuous to Quant, but I know what I meant. You know, in terms of Quant, they're working on such a high level with governments, countries and governments, and Dimitra are doing the same thing. So, using state-of-the-art technology, including blockchain, satellites, machine learning, AI, and more, Dimitra is empowering farmers in developing countries to solve agricultural problems by working with governments and introducing powerful ag tech, which is agricultural tech. So Dimitra have really cemented themselves already, and they already have over 1 million users of their app, and they're already being implemented. I think they're in over 60 countries right now, and I think they're aiming for 100 countries by, I can't remember what year it was, but they want to be in over 100 countries not too soon, in the near future. They're working on a whole new level to most projects, and I would not be surprised if we see Dimitra really fly up the charts. And I have information that I would like to tell you, that I've gained access through sources and people who I network with and I talk to, who have information. I can't really share it, but I have no doubts that this is going to be a huge project. I really don't. I have no doubts. And I do believe that they're just operating on a whole different level to most projects out there, which is why I talk about them, because they're huge. And I don't have any tokens. I have no tokens. I don't think it's out yet, but they're huge. They're huge. They're already a big deal, and I think they're going to be a huge deal in the future. So it's one to definitely keep an eye on. Cyber, absolute champion of Unizen, just every day talking about Unizen, pushing out great content. Good friend of mine, very good friend of mine. We've been friends from way back into the early Quant days, like 2018 Quant days, and we've grown real close over the years. And we talk a lot about Unizen every single day, and we kind of bounce ideas off each other. As you can see here, we're both just concentrating on the amazing price action of ZCX. What crash? It wasn't really a crash. Bought the dip on Quant. That was pretty nice. One of my buy orders hit around 290, and it was pretty sick trade. It's always nice when your low buy orders hit, especially in a flash crash. Jack Maulers, is it? Maulers? Talking about El Salvador here. Clearly out there doing the work, talking to people. Looks good in shorts, this guy. Doesn't he look good in shorts, man? I don't know if I'm a shorts. I like wearing. This guy looks good in shorts, man. Look at them legs. What else we got? Conviction in Unizen. It should be clear by now. So I don't think this is something that can be verified, but people are saying that this group here. They're saying that these people here were responsible for the dump that happened on Bitcoin. This dump here. So as you can see, someone's doing sell orders here, the price is getting crushed, and these guys are clearly very focused on it and counting it down. It's unconfirmed. And by the way, Bitcoin is moving pretty nicely right now. Okay, we've taken out 3 days worth of candles here. That's pretty good. If we close above. Come on, Bitcoin, do your thing. So what else have we got? Yeah, Coinbase had a weird thing, right? So they got a notice from the SEC that they were being sued about their Lend product. And Coinbase basically said, we just don't know why the fuck this is happening. We have no clue. So that's one to keep an eye on. The SEC are kind of ramping up their involvement in crypto, shall we say. So it'd be interesting to see what comes of that. I like to do these funny tweets. They're funny to me. I don't care if no one else likes them. I find them funny, so I put them out. Oracle talking about Quant in a recent webinar, Hyperledger webinar, and very prominently featuring Quant. I think Luke Riley spoke there on the webinar, and it's great. It's really great to see. And I know Gilbert mentioned, not sure if it was publicly, but Gilbert mentioned that seeing Quant and Oracle side by side is just fantastic, you know, after years of working together, kind of behind the scenes in shadows, I guess, but to see it so public now and front facing, you know, Quant and Oracle together on a stage like Hyperledger. It's great to see. It's great to see, man. And the webinar was really good. And there was some stuff that was a bit embarrassing from the community, but I don't really want to go into it. But we just won't go into it. There's no point. So some more stuff about checked. VH. This is why we'll see Quant at top 5. In the webcast tomorrow, we'll discuss some enterprise customer use cases, Overledger, and integration gateway from our partner Quant network. So highlighting what was being discussed on the webinar. V, again, just doing some amazing work on Twitter. She is, as far as I'm concerned, the Quant queen, but there's no discussion really. I mean, she's a fucking badass, that girl. Unizen hitting all-time highs again. We're going to see this again and again on the profile. This was 5 days ago. We kept breaking all-time high, and Adam again mentioning that Quant marching on like nothing has happened, and we just kept breaking up. Nice retest there on his levels. So the guy knows what he's talking about. I really like Adam in terms of his TA. Very smart guy. I've had the honor of talking to him in real life. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. So this is interesting. This is from Johnny Woo with zeros, not O's. September. We're in September. This is what September 2013 looked like. So we had this big run up in 2013, and then we had this couple of months of a downtrend, right? But for 2013, that was merely a pit stop. We had this downtrend, then we had a bit of a recovery to previous levels, and then in September we had this kind of, doji candle, I guess. We had this candle which was really a nothing candle, right? Red, but not really. And then what came after that was the second part of the bull run. Now it's very comparable to what we're seeing from 2013. It looks exactly the same. We've had this big run up, we've had this downtrend, we've had this short recovery, and now we're seeing this same sort of candle in September. And price, if it ends this month, that was 46.9. We're at 46.3. We can see it here. Very similar. We've got 18 days left in the month. So let's see what happens. But there's no doubt in that looks very similar. So if we do mirror or rhyme with 2013, then we should be seeing at least 6-digit Bitcoin. And once we reach that point, all bets are off. So we'll see what happens. But Johnny Woo highlighting that. What else we got? Highlighting the Quant and Overledger stuff. The short demo that I told you guys to go and check out. So this is a tweet. So I like to put out some live tweets for people because it's not just about the projects. I hope people get value in the content that I put out, and I hope people, what should I say? I hope people improve their situations through the value that I put out in my content, right? But I also hope people improve as people. And when within themselves, because if you don't improve on this journey as a person, you're never gonna, because crypto is one of the most volatile spaces, and nothing will check your ego like crypto. You could be thinking you're the ultimate badass, and then crypto will fucking kick you to the floor, and then it's up to you to see whether you get up or not. Crypto will kick your ego in the fucking nuts. So you got to improve as a person. You got to improve every aspect of yourself if you're going to survive in this space. I truly believe that. So it all starts with your mindset. I truly believe that. And I did a tweet recently, down somewhere, talking about getting on the right path. But this was a tweet about retirement. So society wants you to believe the goal is to work for 50 straight years with a few days break a year. Then you can retire and enjoy life. It's wrong. So that's it. Essentially, that's the tweet. So then it's complemented by this funny image. 30 more years and I'll be able to retire and start enjoying life. And the guy's obviously had a hard goddamn time. So this is true, right? I think so many people, you're kind of conditioned by society to say that you have to work your entire life, and then when you're old, you get to live your life at that point. You've done your service, you've worked your life, you've got your pension, and now you can do all the things you want to do. You can go on all the holidays and go travel and do everything you wanted to do in life, because you've got to that point in your life, which everyone should get to. But you're fucked at that point. To put it nicely, your body is destroyed. You're not in your peak, you know. And I'm not saying 60 is the end of the world, or 67 now in the UK. It's not the end of the world, but you're not in your prime. You know, your best years are behind you, and your body is not what it used to be, and your motivation is not what it used to be. And you know, how many 67-year-olds are really up for traveling around the world or doing all this crazy shit? You know, going joining a football team, or you know, like, it just doesn't make sense. So it's all backwards, and that's what society wants you to think. And I believe that it's all backwards, and the mindset should be retiring as early as you can. So if you can retire as early as you can, or not even if it's retiring, but setting your life up in such a way where it doesn't have to be dictated by money, and your time doesn't have to be dictated by somebody else. So you can dictate your time, you can dictate your money, you can dictate your retirement. That's how you should be setting your life up. And if that's in your mid-30s or your mid-20s or 40 is still young, man. You know, like, if you could do that by the time you're 40 and retire and then go do all the shit you want to do, that's the goal, man. You have to try and do that. I truly believe that the ultimate goal for all of this, for all of us on this journey, is not money. The goal is time. It's time. You should be aiming to get your time back, because at the moment a lot of people are, you know, at the behest of companies or managers or you know, jobs and employers, saying you can only have so many days off a year, you can only have this time off. Oh, you can't have a holiday this week because Janet's got a holiday that week, you know, like, and you'll get a couple of days off a year, and it's wrong. You know, you should be aiming to take that time back, so no one can tell you what to do. It's all about time. You earn the money so you can buy your time back, and I truly believe in that. And this is why I always push this sort of stuff. Oh, I just nearly got myself covered in water then. That was scary. So this is an expansion on the Overledger 2.0.5, talking about all the ERC20s tokens in production, sandbox, and the NFT stuff. So go give it a read. A lot of stuff there. It's on the Quant Network website. I'm gonna take a sip, and we're gonna try and wrap this up. We're gonna try and do this in double speed. I didn't think we'd be going this long, and we're still only on the 8th of September, so we'll try and get through this a little bit. The metaverse stuff. So I'm shocked at how many tweets I've put out recently. Jesus Christ, fucking need to calm down a bit, don't I? So the metaverse is going to be huge. So the metaverse is something that I really been doing my research into recently, and I've been looking at projects, and there's a lot of projects that I just think, you know, people talk about and they say this is going to be huge because they're doing this, and most of it just doesn't really tickle me in the right way. But there are a few projects that do. And I only want to talk about them when I'm fully confident and comfortable about talking about them, because I don't want to do them a disservice, and I don't want to do myself a disservice. So, but the metaverse is something I'm really going to be talking about in the future, and I've really been doing my research on NFTs. You know, not the shitty fucking pixel NFTs, but NFTs around music, gaming, all of that stuff. NFTs that matter. Not to say that art NFTs don't matter, but the valuations are fucking ridiculous. So metaverse is something that I think is going to be huge, and I don't think we quite understand just how big it's going to be, and the projects that can really capture the value of the metaverse are going to be so big, so goddamn big, like bigger than most projects in the space by a country mile. And there is one project in specifically that I will be talking about a lot coming soon. But again, I just need more time to really gather my thoughts around it, because it's a big project, and it does. We'll talk about it soon. Let's just say that we'll talk about it soon, because we're short on time. We're not. We could go as long as we want, but I don't really want this to go like 2 hours, because people are gonna be like, "Come on, Dredd, let's calm down now." What else we got? Ukraine legalized Bitcoin. Awesome. ZCX kept making all-time highs. Went above $5. Still above $5 right now. What else we got? This was funny. This was BitBoy.
Ben was just saying we wouldn't have enough time if we went into another Wyckoff distribution pattern, like Ben was just saying. We wouldn't have enough time to hit the targets we're supposed to hit by the end of this run.
Screw everybody's charts.
Journey likes Wyckoff.
Okay,
great. So that's fine.
That's fine. But for the rest of this run, I'm telling you guys, screw all the charts.
Yeah.
Charts are out the books.
Screw charts.
At this point, I would throw the chart baby out with the bathwater.
Okay. So let's go to charts.
So to the charts. To the charts.
You can't write it.
Okay, so what I'm seeing
enough time if we went into another Wyckoff distribution pattern.
Oh, that's fucking great. That is comedy. That. Screw the charts. Charts don't matter. Charts don't matter. Let's go to the charts. Fucking ridiculous, man. What else we got? Anthony from Aleph Zero. Today, the development team announced that we're pushing our latest version of the testnet live. This will be the exact same version that will become the A0 mainnet at launch. Let the final bug fixing commence. So A0 getting closer and closer to launch. I'm expecting that within the next month or so. One to keep an eye on. The mayor of Matic says that Bitcoin tops and bottoms usually occur within December on the cycles. So we've had the bottom here in December. We had the top in December. Well, if we keep up tradition, we should be seeing a cycle top around September, which will be fucking cool, right? That means another couple of months of the bull market. I tend to believe that we'll go into January, February, but we'll see. Another tweet: if you like BNB at 64 billion market cap, you will love Unizen at 160 million market cap. I believe that. You should really be you should really be paying attention to Unizen if you're not. Limmy, another funny tweet. What else we got? Gilbert congratulating Luke Riley for demoing on Oracle. With Oracle, a live integration of Overledger with Oracle blockchain platform to enable interoperability of and token swap of digital assets. So you can see some of the slides here of people talking. Luke presenting here some stuff with Overledger. Go and check out that stuff. Pretty damn cool. This is what I was talking about earlier. The A0 testnet. My computer just decided to be loud. One sec. This is how old my computer is. Look at that. It makes a loud jet noise, and then I just tap the fan, and then it stops. So I don't know what. Maybe it's a bug getting caught in the fan or something. I need to get a new computer, but I can't get all the parts at the moment because there's a bloody shortage because of COVID, I guess. But I can't get any bloody parts, so I'm stuck with my computer that I've had for about 6-7 years now. Yeah, I need to upgrade. I really do. So 17 new blocks in 17 seconds. Aleph Zero, maybe the biggest sleeper of the year. I mentioned that before. I do believe that, but this is really impressive. And if they could pull this off on mainnet, hell yeah. V once again championing the Quant, demonstrating with Oracle. Conviction. This is something that I did want to talk about. Excuse me. I had some chicken earlier and it's not agreed with me. My stomach's doing some crazy stuff. So this is something, I think conviction is something that I've been thinking a lot about recently because the charts, stuff like this, right? With Quant, this is only from 2021. We can go back all the way to 2018. I mean, why don't we do it? I think it's this one. So let's look at the charts on Quant. Let's turn on that log. And we can see Quant here, right? So let's change this to the weekly for now. So we're going to go all the way back to 2018 here. And conviction. So one man with conviction will overwhelm 100 who have only opinion. I think it was Churchill who said that. But look at the volume. Look at the volume, guys. So conviction matters, right? So I've been doing a lot of thinking around this at the moment, recently, because you have to have conviction, I think, if you really want to profit or survive in this space, because you'll get pulled and pushed around by so many different people, fudsters, or just people with different opinions. And it's so easy to just make the wrong decisions based on what other people are thinking. And I truly think that doing your own research and conviction matters. It matters a lot, because you only get conviction from doing your own research. If you do your own research enough to the point where you truly understand what you're holding and what you're investing in, you build up conviction. And if you build up conviction, it's so easy to hold. It's so easy to hold. Honestly, it's not. I wouldn't say it's so easy. It's still hard, because you go through these big peaks and troughs. But when you see this, you have conviction. When you see this, you have conviction. You know what you're holding. So when you see the price go from $5 all the way down to 180, which we did, there's a lot of us who did. We saw price go to $3-4 and go under $1 again. And there'll be a bunch of new people coming to Quant who are looking at this and thinking, what? It went under $1. Yes, it went under $1. But people who had conviction saw this as an opportunity, and we did. There was a lot of people who bought on these dips, because whenever they're selling, there's buying. So there were some lucky sods, including myself and including others, who bought on these dips. Again, you have to have conviction, know what you're holding. And then especially on this one, this was a brutal one for a lot of us. A lot of the people holding. A lot of people will say, oh, look how lucky you are for holding Quant all up in these levels and getting in that early. Man, I wish I was that early. It's not just a matter of being early. You have to have the stomach for it, because we saw price go to $15 and it crashed all the way back down to $1.50. And we lost a lot of people coming down here, but the people with conviction and knew what they were holding didn't sway. They saw these as opportunities, and maybe they bought more here, maybe they bought more here, maybe they bought more here, and you'd seem like a fucking idiot, because you're like, oh man, I bought more at 6, I bought more at 3, I bought more at 2. But now look at it, we're at $360. So if you didn't have conviction and understand what you was holding, you would never get to these levels. And every man's got an opinion, every woman's got an opinion, and they will say, oh, Quant's a shitcoin, Quant's nothing, it's not on tier 1, blah, 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 all that bullshit that they spew, right? And it's just their opinions. They don't know what they're talking about. But if you understand and you have your conviction, you can hold from here. And I know people who bought down here in these under 50 cents. I didn't buy under 50 cents, but I know people who did. And they're still holding to this day because they have conviction. And it's truly important. So that's why I always tell people, do your own research. Do your own research, because you need to. So highlighting some threads that I did on Unizen. So there was an overview of the project. You can see it here. I created just, what is Unizen? What does it do? What are they aiming for? And then I did another thread talking about the tokenomics, because there was a lot of people talking about tokenomics. Again, didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. Talking about the tokenomics and saying, oh, there's 33 million tokens, but then there's a billion supply. There's all these tokens are going to hit the market. They didn't know what they were talking about. It's not true. Go and read the thread that I put out, and you'll see that that's just not true. All the tokens have a purpose. Fuck it, let's just have a look right now. So we talk about a lot of things. We talk about the goal of the team to present deflationary tokenomics. The fact that already out of the billion tokens, there's 300 million that are locked up in an insurance fund that will never see the supply. They will never see the circulating supply ever. And you can just go through this and work your way through, and you understand very quickly that there's a reason for all of this, and a lot of the supply is just going to get eaten up by all of these products from DMAS, Zenex, and Dicer alone. There's going to be a lot of buy pressure on ZCX, a lot. And there's an image, I think here, there's a good overview. So the insurance fund, 30% locked up forever, gone, forget about them. The foundation tokens locked up indefinitely. That was a announcement from the team saying essentially we didn't really need them, and if they are ever going to enter circulation, it'll be a slow drip. And I've had that from that's not bullshit. Basically, that is 100% true. Private strategic seed and advisor tokens subject to DSR. So DSR is essentially whenever there's an increase in liquidity. So tokens normally get released quarterly or monthly. So every quarter you'd get a dumpage of tokens. Tokens go to private sale, strategic seed participants, and then they normally sell their tokens for profit. Right. So you normally see that on the charts. With Unizen, that's not the case. So with Unizen, they're now subject to DSR, which means that whenever there is a big increase in liquidity, you will see some tokens be distributed. So the liquidity kind of mitigates the people who may be selling tokens, right? So it says here, so this allows for DSR strategy would see tokens released based on increased token liquidity and through DMAS rewards. So say ZCX is listed on a tier 1 exchange. If there is a sufficient increase in liquidity, then tokens will be released via smart contracts. Liquidity will counter releases. This allows for ZCX tokens to be released over time. Example, if we see $10 million or large increase in daily authentic liquidity, a percentage of tokens will be distributed. If authentic daily volume becomes 50 million, distribution will scale up accordingly. So again, DSR was put in place to help holders, and it's true. So that's why, let's get rid of that. That's why DSR is in place, and it basically means that it's there to help the community and to help holders, and to not see these huge wild dumping periods that we see on most projects. The liquidity will increase, and that's when tokens will be released, so it will all be mitigated. The core team, no tokens have been sold, and I've had it on good authority that at the moment there's just completely no need to sell any tokens. So a lot of tokens, that's 30%, 28.5, 21.5, and 20. A lot of tokens just never going to see the market. To be honest, they're never going to see the market. So supply is low, and it's only going to get lower because there's going to be an extreme buy pressure on ZCX. And the idea is to have a deflationary tokenomics because of the fees being burnt and paid listing fees being burnt, etc., etc., etc. So go read those threads if you want to know more about Unizen. There's 2 threads there that should help you when doing your research, I guess. What else we got? This is a cool little video. So I'm going to show this. Cool little video. So Bitcoin crashing to 1 cent in 2011. So
this since about 17, I've not seen a single uptick in this market.
So you may be struggling.
It
takes a while for Twitter to pop in.
I would be fascinated to know what news is associated with this. I'm sure we're going to find out. 3.5.
But basically, what it was Bitcoin had a flash crash.
All broken up about my $99.
And you can see it here.
I'm broken up about is I had 33 bitcoins.
$2.50,
so
$2.40, and it goes all the way down.
We're going to see how low this thing goes. We're down to 99 cents. We're off the charts.
Here we are.
We're down to 12 cents, 11 cents, 10 cents. Wow, this is it. We're down to 10 cents. We're down to 9 cents, 6 cents. We are going 5 cents. We are down to, wow. I don't know what this means, people.
Crazy.
We are down to 1 cent. 0.03 bitcoins for less than 1 cent. 1 cent.
Look at this guy.
That's right, people. 1 cent.
To buy. So people bought at 1 cent. People bought Bitcoin at 1 cent. So when you look at this here, you look at this, you realize that this is nothing. This is nothing. We've been through much worse, and I wasn't there. but we as a space have been through much worse. So people need to not panic when we see a move from 53 to 42, and even if it went back down to 30,000, right, and retested all this bottom, we've been through worse. Fuck it, even if we came back down to the previous high at 20,000, we've been through worse. Okay, 1 cent this crashed to, and people were still there buying. This is not going anywhere. And I do believe that we're going to look back on 40,000 level and say people sold Bitcoin for under 100,000. What the fuck were they thinking? When we're seeing prices up to nearly $1 million of Bitcoin. So another tweet about Dimitra. Potential is huge. Fucking crypto NFTs, pixel punks, fucking crazy. Audits done on thingy. Listen Token, another project that I think everyone should be paying attention to. NFTs with music. There is an allocation mining event on L-Pool. I think that's coming soon. So they said here, coming soon. So pay attention to that. This is a great video. This guy talking about, he was asked, what do you say to people who still have a bit of an opinion about Bitcoin, and still a bit like,
We went from an obscure protocol.
And this is what he said.
Unless you're in El Salvador. I take that back. Go ahead.
In the words of Satoshi, if you don't get it at this point, I can't help you. We went from an obscure protocol that was called rat poison, that was called, collectibles, that was called a Ponzi scheme. It's for criminals, it's for shadowy coders, all the way to a nation state using it as a currency. Never in the history of your life or your parents' or your grandparents' life have they seen a new legal tender be created from scratch. So if you're still leery at this point, just stay out. Don't even buy it. Stay out and just watch us create an entire new money market without you. And then you'll have to explain to your kids why you let the biggest transfer in financial history happen and you did nothing.
Isaiah Jackson, I gotta tell you, you're the kid.
Guy. Put it in simple terms. That's the best response I've seen on a news channel. Just, man, if you don't get it by now, you ain't never gonna get it. Just fucking go play with your stocks and all that shit. Leave it to us. What else we got? The UK Post Office let app users buy Bitcoin. That's pretty damn cool. UK Post Office is the biggest. It is the post office. So in the UK, that's fucking cool. Luna hitting all-time highs again and again and again. We went over $40. Went to like $43. Let's have a look at that quickly on the charts. $44. What the fuck? That candle is insane, right? Look at that weekly candle. 23 to 45, $44. Luna crushing it, going into Columbus 5, which is coming soon. What else we got? Rick Ryder at BlackRock says, I can see Bitcoin going up significantly. The world's biggest asset management fund, I think. Trillions under assets. What else we got? This is another one. So we're going over an hour by now, but we'll keep going until we're done. So this is another tweet that is more life stuff, but something I want to quickly mention, maybe expand on a little bit. So get in. This is my plan personally. Get in, change my family's life, and hopefully future generations. So that's like my daughter, her kids, her kids' kids. Kids I'll never even meet. I want them to have the sort of lives that I never had when I was a kid. And I want to essentially change my whole lineage to be on a different path than what I was on. And if I can do that by helping others along the way, that's a goal. That is definitely the goal. And hopefully with the content that I provide, that I do that. I hope so. Improve as a person, which I feel like I have. I feel like I've improved as a person over the past couple of years in a big way. And I did a thread about that recently, and big thanks to my wife and other people. And I truly feel like you're a product of your environment. So, and then say bye to everyone. Bid a good day to everyone. Get out and enjoy the rest of my life. And I do believe that. I believe at some point, there will be a day when I put all of this behind me, and not the investing, not the crypto, not the not the investing, I guess. But this, the Twitter, the putting myself out there a bit more, the social media, the telegrams, the time that I put into this is a lot, and it's a lot that you guys just don't see. You guys see a couple of tweets go out a day, but there's so much more to it that I do, and it's a lot, and it's taxing, mentally, physically, it's tiring, and I do believe at some point I will have a break, not a break. So I will put this all away, and I will say that's enough, and all the content's out there. If you guys need it, go and look at it. But I'm stepping away, and you guys can do you, and I'll say bye to everyone, and all the people who I really need to stay in touch with, I will, But one day I will say bye to Twitter. I will say bye to social media. I will say bye to all this kind of public talking, and just live my life, and that's the goal. Have my time back. And if we do get this bear market period, maybe over the next, if we can get this second wind to this bull market, and we get Bitcoin testing the 6 digits, and we do get this kind of second run, this second part of the bull run like we did here, and we get it on Bitcoin, and we get up to these higher levels, then at some point we're going to hit a cycle top like we did here, and we're going to have a bear market, and hopefully we can get, we can secure profits and get out by that point, because there's going to be a lot of projects that just don't survive or get dragged down because of the market conditions, because of what Bitcoin and Ethereum's doing, and they get dragged down with it. And I do believe there's going to be projects that just decouple, fundamentally strong projects that decouple, and they're the ones that you'd want to be holding. But I will want to have secured profit before we hit the point of seeing this or this. And I'm not saying I would have sold everything, but I want to have sold enough that I can just not worry about any of this shit, and I can take time out of it. And I do believe that I will personally step away from a bit and have a break, and hopefully I can help others. Obviously it's not financial advice, obviously I'm not that guy, but I will be letting you guys know my thoughts, and hopefully if I get out, people maybe take some value for that, and then I'm going to take a big break from all of this, and step away from a bit and just take a well-earned break. But let's see what happens with that. But this tweet is just to say, yeah, this is not my life forever. This is just something that's happening now, and then I'm going to take time to put it back into my family, What else we got? Unizen looks like it's about to blow up, and it does. It really does. It hit $6.50, which is amazing. Again, another tweet. My job is to open the door. You're the ones who have to decide whether to walk through. And I do mean that. I'm not here to tell you which projects to invest in. I am here to tell you which projects I like, and if it helps you determine whether that's a project that's suitable for you, then cool. If not, I don't give a shit. You don't like the projects I don't like, I don't give a shit. Don't follow me. It's up to you, innit? But if the projects that I talk about, you research and you like the look of them, and you decide to invest in them based on your own research, and I can bring that to your attention, great. That's the only reason I do this. It's the only reason I do this. I talk about what I want to talk about. If that helps you, cool, man. Cool. What else we got? We need to step through this now, because we are Roundtable community growing really nice. We're at 2,680 members, I think it was the last time I looked, which is pretty damn cool. Growing nicely, and then we're gonna supplement that with content coming very, very soon. Wizai777 with a nice compliment here. I think Joe Bongo's consistently outperformed crypto Twitter, and he's probably the smartest person here. Definitely wrong. I'm not the smartest person here by a country mile. I'm not even really that smart. I'm just persistent. I'm like a pit bull. I just keep going, but I'm definitely not smart. And I don't think I've outperformed most people. Like people like Donny, like fuck me, man, that guy, like he's just gone from killer gains on a project to killer gains on a project, killer gains on a project, just compounded everything he's ever done. And yeah, I very much doubt I've outperformed that guy. Like Donny is a fucking gangster when it comes to that stuff. And there's a new project he's talking about called Moon River, which is a project I'm now looking into because of Donny. And I like what I'm seeing. I'll be honest with you. I like what I'm seeing. I'm a bit of a noob when it comes to Polkadot stuff, just because I've never really stepped into that world. But I really like what I'm seeing with Moon River. It's kind of a more accessible layer 1 thing. Sorry, I really needed a drink. But yeah, in terms of outperforming, yeah, I don't think I am one of the guys who's done the best. But I'm happy with what I've done. I'm proud of what I've done. So multi-asset staking, what is it? Other staking platforms usually offer rewards through their own token, which results in emissions. Unizen's DMAS structure will see you receive rewards in other tokens simply by staking ZCX, resulting in 0 emissions. So what does that mean? So basically, well, let's take a protocol like a project like, I don't know, Alliance Block, right? So when they do their tokenomics, they have a pool that is of tokens that is for staking. It's specifically for staking. So when they get their staking platform up, then when those rewards start coming in, their rewards coming in Alliance Block tokens. So those enter the supply, and obviously it affects the supply and the price, whatever, right? What Unizen have done is when you stake your ZCX tokens on DMAS, on the dynamic multi-asset staking, it's that you will get rewards in multiple assets. So you won't get rewards in ZCX, but you will get rewards in stuff like, I don't know, like Cyrus or Quant or Alliance Block or Dimitra or something like that, right? But what that means is there's no more ZCX tokens that are entering the supply via staking. So you can there's still going to be a lot of Unizen tokens that are going to be locked up through staking, but there's not going to be any emissions, not going to be any ZCX emissions, if you understand what I'm saying there. So it's incredibly powerful what they've done, the way they've arranged all of this. It's incredibly powerful, and I'm very, very excited to see how it turns out. And I've had word from a very trustworthy source that the rewards are going to be extremely handsome, and I trust this guy with my life. So I'm very excited to see what comes of all this. So no, there was something I wanted to mention. It's just completely gone out of my mind. I fire off so many thoughts a minute, so many thoughts a second. Sorry, that I kind of forget what I was about to say. So DMAS structure, I'll see you. No, it's gone. But yeah, ZCX. No, I tried to get it back. It's gone. So yeah, ZCX. Very interesting DMAS. Yeah, Bongomentals. So I think it was Chunky Ninja. I think Chunky Ninja coined the term Bongomentals. He said, "Oh, all of these Bongomentals, all these projects, all these Bongomentals," and I just like it. When he said it, I was like, "That's kind of funny." So I kind of say it with a smile on my face whenever. But yeah, the projects that we've been talking about recently are going very, very strong, doing very well. Talking about NFTs more. Imagine a timeless celebrity moment captured in the form of an NFT, allowing fans to own that moment, buy and sell in a marketplace. Classic moments from Bowie, Whitney, Denzel. So imagine that. So a classic moment from Denzel in a film, or a concert moment from Whitney, or when Mariah Carey hits that high note that I can't even do. But capturing that in the form of an NFT, and then having fans or one single person tokenizing and owning that moment, I believe that's going to be very valuable, and it's going to kind of open the door to mainstream, maybe older people as well, people who are bigger fans of people like Al Green or Phil Collins, to be able to own a moment like that. I think that's really powerful, to be honest. The domino effects, like we talked about earlier, El Salvador, Ukraine, blah blah blah, and then we work all the way up to like the UK or or the US or something like that, or China, or not China, maybe Russia or something. ZCX supply crisis. So I've had this from someone on good authority, from someone I really trust in a big way, that there is just a supply crisis going on with ZCX, and this is the reason why we're seeing what we're seeing right now in terms of price. And it's the same thing that we're seeing with Quant. There's just not a lot of Quant on exchanges. There's just not a lot of Quant out there circulating, and it's the same thing with ZCX. And we're seeing exchanges running out of ZCX, which means, like we said before, more demand and there's just less supply. So the more people who find out about Unizen, who want to buy Unizen, who've done their research, who want to invest and hold it for the long term, the exchanges just don't have a lot of it. So it's easier to push the price up. Price kind of moves a bit harder. And we're just seeing a supply issue right now. So I think that's only going to increase. It's only going to become more apparent, and I think we're just really getting started in terms of price action. But I guess take that as you will. It's from a source, but it's someone I really, really trust, and they haven't been wrong in the past on multiple things. So take that as you will. People will say you don't have patience to wait a few years to get rich, but will work 50 years at a dead-end job to stay poor. It's true. Definitely true. What else we got? We're getting towards the end now. I think we're getting towards the end, aren't we? What else we got? ZCX breached $6, which is fucking incredible. Look at that chart, man. Incredible. Jazzy Crypto mentioning the same thing, and also saying we've only got 4,500 holders. Binance, I think, has like 600,000 holders. I think maybe like 600,000. So Unizen has a fraction of that. Only listed a few months ago, with a bad market, no big exchange listings. The products aren't even operational yet. DMAS is coming very soon. The exchange, the SEX, is coming not far after. So what happens when they're operational? And the volumes are not even that crazy yet, although they are increasing quite a lot. So if we're already at $6.50 or $5.70, without all of that, with all of this taken into account, what happens when all of this comes? And we said the same thing years ago on Quant. We know what comes. We know what comes next. There's my little boy. I'm mad at him today. We'll find out in a minute. Germany overtakes USA in Bitcoin nodes. That's a pretty big deal. Germany is running more Bitcoin nodes than USA for the first time, according to data analytics from BitNodes. Simba did a $25 million Series A funding round. Included SpaceX, Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, Estee Lauder, Gap, Stanford University, and I think it was KRR, I think. I love the guys at Simba Chain. I've been fortunate to talk to Joel a few times. And we'll get them on the roundtable for sure. But they're partnered with Quant, and to see this sort of interest from companies like this, just is a testament to what these guys are doing and what they're building and how accessible they're making blockchain. What else we got? $25 plus. ZCX $25 plus by end of the year, or I delete my account. So there it is on the table. It's on the table. If we don't hit $25 ZCX by the end of the year, I'll delete my account. So let's see what happens. There's no point going into it more. Either it does or it doesn't. If it does, we keep going. If it doesn't, I delete my account. It's as simple as that. Quant at $40. No one gave a shit. Quant at $1,000. Everyone wants to get in, and that's just, it's always a story, right? No one gives a shit when no one's talking about it. When everyone's talking about it, people want to jump in. And we've reached the end. Only an hour and 20 minutes. I'm going to wrap it up in an hour and a half. We'll try and condense these next time for sure. What? Oh no. Hopefully you can still hear me. So this is why I'm mad at the cat today. So cat keeps kicking all litter out the way and shitting on the tray instead. Every time he shits, I have to stand there and watch. So read that. The cat shit on my hand today, man. He shit on my fucking hand. He was standing there in the tray about to shit, and he does this thing where he kicks all the litter out and then stands on the tray and then shits on the tray. So you have to kind of stand there and like, maybe I have to put a bit of litter under his ass or something like that, or just let him shit on the tray. And it's ridiculous, man. I can't believe this is my life at the moment. But so he went to shit, and then he put his ass out of the tray and started shitting on the floor. So then I had to like move him into the tray, and as I moved him, his shit flicked all over my hand. And then I was like, no, and there's a big clump of shit on my hand. Someone said it was good luck. It didn't feel like good luck at the time, but that's why I'm mad at him today. Because the cat shit on my hand, and cat shit stinks. Oh my god, it stinks. So that's it. We're at the end. We're going to end it on that note. My cat shitting on my hand, which is, if you made it all this way, that was the end game. So thank you for listening to this. If you've made it this far, we'll try and condense it next time. But I like the fact that we can go through and kind of expand on thoughts and tweets that we put out, because tweets, you condense it into 140 characters, but there's so much more that I want to say. So if you're here to the end, thank you. We'll try and make this a regular thing, and I hope you all have a good week, and I will speak to you all very soon. So have a good one. Bye.